Steve, in my years as a volunteer, I've worked with a lot of outstanding professionals, but I can say that I've only worked with a few that are truly transformational. And you are one of those leaders.
What I've seen, and I'm not sure how many other people have taken note of, is another part of Steve Raichilson when he's with our residents, one-on-one, and I've sort of been an observer watching you with them, and how wonderful and how special you make each and every one of them feel.
Thank you, Steve!
Hi, I'm Donald Kaufman. My mother, Lena Kaufman, became a resident of Menorah Park in 1969, and for the next 22 years, she lived here until she passed away at age 95. And because of Steve Raichilson's dramatic approach to how we take care of our older people, she had a great time here. You know, you can have buildings, you can have equipment, but nothing makes a difference more than the people who work here. The people of Menorah Park are the vital dimension of this facility. And because of the way Steve Raichilson has inculcated the culture to take care of the people, they've made a big difference in their lives.
We have been a part of the Menorah Park community for over 30 years and have witnessed all the wonderful, amazing things Steve has done.
And at Menorah Park, he transcended just being a good CEO. He took these qualities of his personality, this being full of life, to the residents of Menorah Park. And his wish always was for the residents to live their lives in the same way he lived his life, enjoying every minute to the fullest.
I thank you from the bottom of my heart, not only for myself, but as you well know, my family, my mom, certainly my dad, Papa Kip, who you will forever remember as the reason we have the Peter B. Lewis swimming pool.
Thank you, Steve!
You know, Steve, when I first met you, one of the things we did, we were both relatively young, was do some running together on the track at the indoor track at the Mandel JCC. And I remember you then telling me about some of your plans and how you were preparing yourself to do the job even better, taking accounting lessons, etc., etc. And I thought to myself, this guy is like the Energizer Bunny. Well, you just kept going and going and going on the track in your career, and as a result, we have an outstanding Menorah Park serving thousands of our fellow Clevelanders and at the highest possible level of service. Koa kavod, Steve.
Steve and I took a trip to Baltimore together. We visited the Weinberg Foundation, and the first trip we took 2 trips together. First trip, we came back with $1.5 million from the Weinberg Foundation for the Weinberg building. Second trip we took to the Weinberg Foundation, we came back with $500,000 for the campus of Wiggins. And we figured 2 out of 2 is about as good as we're going to do. But we enjoyed our time together, and it was a wonderful opportunity to do something for Menorah Park and for us to spend some wonderful time together.
Without your dedication and input to this entire campus and your commitment to our community, this facility that you represent would not be what it is today. Your commitment goes way beyond the borders of the city of Beachwood and is recognized globally.
To me, Menorah Park is a fabulous asset and a necessity to the Cleveland community, and the Cleveland community means an awful lot to me. And I think of my father, Irving Stone, and how pleased he was to be able to do for Menorah Park and to help you with Stone Gardens. And you talk about my dad, how he helped you, but you really gave him the opportunity to do something that he loved doing. So we thank you very much for everything that you have done for our community and for Menorah Park.
Thank you, Steve!
Steve, standing behind the bar gives me the inspiration to reflect on your career and our friendship in terms that I know you'll understand. Steve, I've jotted down a few notes to describe how I feel about you. Simply, you're like a fine wine. You have improved with age, perhaps once a bit harsh, you're now very smooth. Where you once might have been considered reserved and well-filtered, you're now considered to be bold and robust. Once uncorked, you have proved to be well-balanced, earthy, with a hint of spice, but always with a strong finish.
I feel very, very, very well for being one of the ones that made the decision to hire him in the first place. So it's been a wonderful experience, and you're one of a kind.
29 years ago, an energetic young man, full of life, enthusiastic, with an extraordinary vision, became the CEO of Menorah Park. It was no easy task, I know, because I was there with you. Steve, I do wish you, Lori, and your family the very best of health and success in the next phase of your life. Thank you so much for giving me the confidence to do what I do.
29 years ago, I met Steve Raichilson for the first time at a nursing home convention in Palm Beach, Florida. We were on a party boat on Lake Worth with an Oompa band blasting away nearby. Steve, I am so happy, both personally and professionally, that you and your wonderful family joined Menorah Park and moved to Cleveland. Congratulations on a job well done. Just be well.
Well, I can honestly say in the past 29 years, you've never taken a rest from trying to help the lives of others. It's been a pleasure working by your side, and I say congratulations on your retirement.
And I know, Steve, you pursue excellence not just in Menorah Park, but in everything you do, including tennis. And so, Steve, I am hereby challenging you to a game of tennis now that we're both retired. And I would ask you for an indulgence, given our age and skill differentials, to play left-handed until I win the first set. Steve, thank you for a job very well done.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve.
Steve, I want to wish you the best of luck in your retirement. I'm going to deeply miss you, and seeing you too, Lori. I always remember you as my friend, and I always remember the kind words you said to me when I had my first book signing. I will deeply miss you. Best of luck to you.
Steve, congratulations on 29 years of leadership. You have inspired 4 generations of my family. Menorah has greatly benefited from your vision, your creativity, and all your achievements. Mazel tov.
I am so pleased to bring my heartfelt good wishes from the late Dr. Marvin Shermer to Steve Raichilson for so much that he has been able to accomplish with Menorah Park. The Dr. Marvin Shermer Community and Professional Services Building was perhaps the largest and the best from the beginning of all of his projects. Good luck, Steve.
You know, we've always known you to lead by example, and you are the leader of the not-for-profit senior services providers in Northeast Ohio. You, along with Harvey, helped lead our epic battles against indiscriminate and arbitrary cuts in Medicare, Medicaid, and housing subsidies for the poor.
Steve, I had the pleasure of being on the staff at Menorah Park when you first came on board. And when you first got here, we were a little anxious about you because you had such high energy and you were so meticulous and so careful about everything that took place. We actually had a joke in those days because as you would walk around touring the building, if you saw a thread on the carpet, you would immediately be yelling for housekeeping. And we used to be looking behind you saying, "Go get the crash cart."
And all I can add is that if in a few years you're looking for a terrific nursing home with great food and wonderful activities, we'll keep the light on for you at McGregor.
Thank you, Steve.
I credit him for being able to think outside of the box, being able to provide care, not just quality care, but what I call creative care. And finally, just never forgetting that at the end of the day, Menorah Park is here to serve the members in our community who we love the most.
Steve, I just want to wish you the best in the next phase of your career, whatever that might be, and to say that the years I spent on the board were the best civic experience I've had in my life, including the last several years as board chair, and largely, and in no small part because of you and your management style and the care and love and compassion that you've shown to the residents and all of our stakeholders here at Menorah Park.
Thank you, Steve.
Steve, I too learned so much about nonprofits from you. Setting budgets, managing a business with budgets, probably more than I learned in 4 years of business school. One of the things that always impressed me was the way that you dealt with board members, donors. In my term as board chair, we sat together in many meetings with prospective donors, and what stuck with me was when we finished all of those meetings, all of the people apologized for not being able to give more. And I think that says a lot about your leadership and the person that you are.
Interestingly enough, by a quirk in succession planning, I had the opportunity to serve with Steve as board chair for 4 years instead of the customary 3. I must admit, it was the longest internship without pay that I ever had. But I did learn so much more about healthcare marketing and administration than I ever deemed possible. I guess the one big mistake I made was I never signed Steve to a long-term lifetime contract.
It was only supposed to be for 2 years, Steve, but we created a beautiful life here in Cleveland, and it has been an honor to be part of the Menorah Park family. I always love hearing the stories and admire all the fabulous programs that you and your staff have created for the Menorah Park residents, and I love how you always come home still in such a great mood after working all day at Menorah. I want the world to know that Steve Raichilson is just as excellent at home as he is at Menorah Park. You are a fabulous husband, an incredible father, and now grandfather, and you are my bestest friend. I love you. Thank you, Steve.
Steve, l'chaim and salute.
Thank you, Steve.
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 Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. Toda rabah.
Thank you, Steve.
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 Thank you, Steve. From Casey, special to you. Bow wow.
Thank you, Steve.